Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Greetings of peace, greetings of love, greetings of brotherhood and sisterhood, greetings of respect. May Allah Azza wa Jal open roads of understanding to all of us to gain some happiness in this world and especially to gain success for our eternity. We spoke about the four symbolic enemies to human, which is the ego, the evil energy, Shaitan, Dunya, the world of illusion and materiality. And the fourth element is called Hawa in Arabic, which is vain. Generally, it's translated as vain desires, but I like better vain choices. It's not necessarily desires, but vain directions. Hawa, Hawa, in fact, is the attitude in life where we have no direction. We have no qibla. You know, in Salat, in Islamic prayer, we turn towards a direction, which is Mecca, behind an imam, behind the leader who leads the prayer. And that shows two main elements to have realization in this life, and that you have to have a direction, and you have to follow some living teaching. Direction, because around us at 360 degrees, and we can one day turn this way, one day turn this. So people of Hawa, of the desires, is ego saying one day says dress like 1960, one day says dress like hippie, one day says dress like a businessman, one day says I like pink car, day says I like black car, day says I like to be humble and poor, one day says I like to be rich and powerful. But worse of it, one day says, I believe, one day says, I don't care. Hawa brings different feelings and give them ego feeling, egotistic feeling. Instead of putting them under control, it makes them to be us, because ego is not us. But it makes us servant to those different. It's like a breeze or wind, one day blowing this way, one day blowing this way. That's why in Arabic it has the same root word as hawa. Hawa is the air. The air is empty and it blows once this way, once this way. So hawa, vain directions, is to follow and to become the person representing the wishes of the ego. So instead of the ego, the wishes of ego finding no support in us, they find us identifying with them. They find us a tool, a servant, a slave to ego winds, ego directions. And that obviously gives many difficulties. One of them is it gives us inconsistency. It makes us not knowing ourselves, because we every day we take a different persona, the persona of the day of the ego, au menu, and and the worst thing, it makes us to be in the service of ego. So it gives the ego a very strong vehicle, which is us. And it makes us to lose our time through life, never finding and never focusing on our direction. So never having a journey, never traveling forward, never taking that famous 1,000-mile journey starts with one step in the right direction. And that's why to fight Hawa, is trying to fight these daily ego talk into our minds, sending us one way then the other, or you know what wise people say generally about crowds. They will tell you crowds are easily manipulated, crowds are easily with demagogy are easily used. You know, all these, unfortunately, um, charlatans and tyrants, and they use us through mostly through this um, vain directions, taste of vain directions in our mind. So they come one day, they appeal to our emotions. One day they appeal to our greed. One day they appeal to our fears. One day they appeal. They may even appeal to our good intention. And this is some of the words in Arabic. There's a famous saying from Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, worse than falsehood is words of truth which hide a falsehood behind them. You know, that's what generally we call demagogy. And so, workers of the world, unite. Then they took away everything from everybody, put everybody equal at the lowest. There's people struggling for potatoes and struggling for wheat, struggling for some rice. And that's why the Hawa, vain directions, they dislike the divine because the direction of the divine exclude other directions. So people you find always they don't like commitment. Even people they tell you I am spiritual, but I don't want to commit. I don't follow a tradition. Why not? Why not? Why you don't follow tradition? Why you don't follow ritual, which will give you the tools to understand the spiritual dimension? Spiritual dimension needs a ritualistic dimension to connect, real living connection. So we can say a lot about Hawa, but I think we got some insight in it. So may Allah Azza wa Jal present the blessings of this meeting to the souls of those who have rights upon us, our teachers, our parents, our ancestors, all the good ones everywhere who are either in intention or in words or in action trying to uphold goodness. ومن الله التوفيق الفاتحة. Inshallah, after this four, we will address another four in the next meetings. The hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam about the four bad characteristics we have absolutely to get rid of, which are envy, anger, arrogance, and stubbornness. Envy, anger, arrogance, and stubbornness. Rasulullah said about them, these are the attributes of Shaitan, of evil. And if you want to be a place of goodness, you have to try to get rid of these four. We'll talk about them, inshallah, in the future. ومن الله التوفيق.